This year's E3 has sucked. But as a result of this year's E3, all the dumb shit surrounding it has been utterly epic. Dr. Disrespect, getting in trouble for going into a bathroom, getting banned, and then having his E3 badge revoked.
I'm doing my first ever IRL stream tomorrow live from E3, the floor. We're going to be, like, literally the stream's going to start off with me having breakfast, walking to the front of the line, walking into the event, and we're walking around the entire event. We're going to try to see as much shit as possible, right?
Now Zombie Unicorn is on a holy crusade to stop booth babes at E3 because it's sexist and outdated.
The company's at E3. It's 2019. Booth babes are nothing anymore. We don't do booth babes sexually objectifying women in ways that we don't need to be doing. So don't do it. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Really, Queen?
Okay, as per the Twitch TOS that has an entire section about body painting on it, and if anybody doesn't like it, they can suck a dick. Cool, just found that out here in this book. What? Zoinks?
For those of you who don't know, Zombie Unicorn is played out. Zombie Unicorn was first introduced to me and many others when she was helping to launch Bully Hunters.
As soon as they know you're a girl, they're just waiting for you to like screw up.
I am a bit scared sometimes to just kind of go on by myself.
There are times where I've had to just quit a game. Like in the middle of a match, I'm like, I can't do this.
I'm kind of terrified of what I'm gonna have to face, really.
Female gamers have experienced harassment, sex taunts, or threats in-game. Millions of gamers, female gamers and gamers alike, have experienced trying to hide their gender online to just avoid targeted harassment. And 36% of female gamers have literally...
The fantastic idea of professional female gamers that would hunt down sexist, misogynist men in CSGO and beat them in their own game. Turned out the whole thing was staged, faked, and a big goof. This thing was so poorly planned, it was taken apart by Reddit within hours of launching on Twitter. Or Twitch, I mean. It's hilarious. I'm going to try like hell to give you a brief synopsis of the situation, or to break it down in consumable bites, if you will. Bully Hunters was an elaborate sack of shit. I mean, it was Machiavellian almost in how asinine it was. In the sense of a Chicago marketing team teamed up with SteelSeries, and the game plan was to create something to sell headsets under the guise of protecting women and making the gaming industry a better place. It was just, I don't know who the puppet master was, but I will admit, it wasn't Zombie Unicorn. She was just a face. She was essentially used and then thrown directly under the bus when the shit hit the fan. On top of that, the entire program used data that they skewed on a Jurassic level, in the sense of it was surveys taken maybe a decade ago, and then they just sort of fudged the numbers and ramped them up times 10. It even got to the point of where a mental health researcher by the name of Platinum on Twitter then took Zombie Unicorn to task, asking many inquisitive questions that obviously Zombie Unicorn herself couldn't answer, and all the information on the website was wrong or led to dead ends. As I stated earlier, Reddit and the internet had this ripped apart within hours of it launching, including the Bully Hunters themselves. Everything was staged. Even the trailer I just showed where everybody was saying, oh, I was so afraid to get on the game, they were all actors. It was all bullshit from start to finish. And the beautiful part is, Platinum on Twitter, this girl knows what she's doing. She's articulate, intelligent, and fully capable of verbally vivisecting Zombie Unicorn. It was a joy to watch unfold. Zombie Unicorn said, 3 million women have stopped playing games altogether because of harassment. While you and I might have thick skin, that doesn't mean everyone does, nor should anyone belittle the cause. Sexual harassment is a serious issue. It's never okay if we progress when we stand up for what is right. Zombie Unicorn is one of those type of people you come across that always say that they're on the right side of history. Meanwhile, they're the biggest hypocrites you can come across. Me, I'm telling up front, I'm quite the dirtbag. I'm a sexual deviant. I've been up on 13 counts of sexual misconduct, but that's neither here nor there.
I'm a fucking legend!
The real life Dennis Reynolds. Platinum comes in and goes, "Hi there. Is there a source to all these figures? I tried searching for the study, but I couldn't find it. Thank you." Zombie Unicorn's default move at the time was go to the Bully Hunters website. Oh, wait, no, she didn't. Actually, Zombie Unicorn said, "Watch the stream today to find out more." So she plugs this trash stream, which I'm not going to subject you to watching, children. I care about you enough not to do it. Platinum then says, "I'm inundated with work and I don't have time to watch. Can you tell me the name of the study and the name of someone at the event who knows more about the study so I can discuss it with them?" You can watch the VOD then. Thumbs up.
You shady bitch.
Zombie Unicorn has no fucking answer. Instead of just going, "I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm not privy to that information," she instead keeps plugging this fucking stream, shamelessly acting as if she's some sort of hero, like a messiah. This is what Zombie Unicorn does. She continuously, one, is a hypocrite, and two, habitually plays the victim the second the conversation's not in her favor, and three, her default is to call you a misogynist, sexist, and maternalized misogynist, incel, etc., or to try and ignore your claims or block you entirely. Platinum then goes, "I'm going to take this as a no then. I'm a mental health researcher. Do you have any idea of the dangers of spreading false, hyperbolized," I probably said that wrong, hyperbolized data with a following base of your size? It perpetuates the idea of problems as being insurmountable and stands in the way of developing. Fucking brilliant. Platinum was a legend on that day. I remember watching her tear Zombie apart, and I was enjoying every second of it because this is what Zombie Unicorn does. This is what people like her do. They get some sort of skewed information and then they just tout it to the heavens with no fucking data to back it up. And since it's a woman saying that these things are bad, it's harassment, it's sexist, it's blah, 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 people tend to listen.
It is crazy. We say to give a woman power is like to give a gun to a monkey. We have stopped doing that ever since the 1999 Astana Zoo massacre.
This is a huge problem. This is why we have all the issues we have right now in the gaming industry. And it goes unchecked. And thank God for the women that actually know what they're talking about and have the balls to call women like Zombie Unicorn out on their shit because we so desperately need them in these chaotic times. My God, when I'm a voice of reason, there is something wrong with the system. Forgive me, let's move on. Evidence-based interventions. You are not doing my profession any favors, and I would kindly ask you to source your claims before making them. Thank you. Of course, Zombie Unicorn either A, ignored Platinum, which most likely happened, or B, blocked Platinum, or C, doubles down on her information that she doesn't really know, but it sounds good and it makes women sound like victims. And Zombie Unicorn is an empowered female who's pushing back at those filthy, dirty misogynists. Okay, and one last one from Platinum. She then writes, update, the figure seems to come from projections. As I stated before, they just sort of took some numbers and then went crazy with it. Kind of like how feminists say 1 in every 4 women is raped every minute of the day. Some wild, crazy shit that you know isn't true, but long as they say it enough, people will listen. But when you have guys like me going, they're lying. They're like, oh, well, you make dick jokes. Why would we listen to you? So anyway, Platinum said the figures seem to come from projections of an online survey from 2012 of 874 participants, extrapolated to every console-owning woman in the US. Right above it is a large ad for SteelSeries. This is awful data science taking advantage of mental health for profit. And Zombie Unicorn was a part of it. Now, if you read even further, Platinum does fantastic detective work, frankly, and says that this means that 3 million women were not harassed out of gaming. 84 women, very unfortunately, felt unwelcome in online gaming. And this was extrapolated to every console-owning woman in America to sell headsets. The source I was told to tune in for doesn't exist. #bully hunters.
time for you to be
Exposed.
exposed.
No,
don't bring the
She
she
said on her podcast.
This tea is scalding. It's burning my face.
Save them.
Oh, Diane, sorry, get those receipts away from me.
You'd think after such a big blunder like this, she'd fade off into the sunset. No. She then switched gears, pulled a full 180 and went into tit streaming and painting her boobs. Can't say I saw it coming, but when it happened, my jaw dropped. This girl, man, like for real, the move she's pulled, if I was her, I would just chill the fuck out on the real. But as they're saying, she's trying to turn herself on occasion into a professional victim. This is what women do quite often in social media, certain ones. It's like they go one of two routes. They either A, run that feminist thing like Anita Sarkeesian and every 5 minutes runs around screaming for some sort of donation and doesn't do much of fuck other than perpetuate false data, skewed information, and trying to paint the entire game industry as some sort of sexist boys club. Or you become a Twitch streamer and you objectify yourself to make money. And we all know which road Zombie Unicorn took. Her streams aren't exactly that popular. People don't care that much. And she was at the forefront of body painting for a little while there. I don't know why she quit, or maybe she's still doing it. I just don't bother to look because I don't really care. So, this year's E3, apparently there were booth babes at like some press conference. Who cares, right? Like for real, who cares about booth babes? They're like everywhere.
Wow, what a waste. The poor children.
From what I understand, they were banned from PAX. Not that I give a shit, but point being, it's a non-issue. And the funny thing is, the hypocrisy in all of it. When you look at Zombie Unicorn and what she's done with her amazing career, you would think she wouldn't say anything about this. It's almost like a heroin addict having problems with someone else doing cocaine.
Vote for me. Don't vote for crack, vote for smack.
It just doesn't make any fucking sense. It's more of like, you're in a glass house. Please don't chuck that fucking stone. Like literally, this is a girl whose most popular streams on Twitch were of her painting her body poorly. Of course, many people know this. So Zombie Unicorn decides to hop on her soapbox to go against the booth babe problem at E3 because it's embarrassing and it's sexist. It's misogynist. It's the usual buzzwords. And if you disagree with her, you're a misogynist and an incel. I'm just letting you know early.
The company's at E3. It's 2019. Booth babes are nothing anymore. We don't do booth babes. Sexually objectifying women in ways that we don't need to be doing. So don't do it. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Mark of the feminist, mark of the moronic woman. They just, whatever they do is fine. But when someone else does it, it's corrupt and it's wrong. It's bad, you see. It's hypocrisy of the highest order. And it's ridiculous. So now she has a problem with booth babes at this energy drink. Why? You paint your body. You market yourself. You market yourself off of your looks. It's damn sure not because of your gameplay skill. What else do you do, honest to God? Like, what does Zombie Unicorn do? Like, I've seen her game. It's nothing special. Nothing she does is interesting or cool. And she's always wearing low-cut tops if she's not having her boobs out in the open for paint. What do you do, girl? Because I'm kind of confused. Other than calling people misogynist, being annoying, stirring the pot, there isn't shit I can think of that Zombie Unicorn does other than play a professional victim or paint her tits. That is it. That's her resume. And she has the balls to come out against a company that's using booth babes. Now, I don't really care about booth babes. I don't care if they come or go. Point being, you shouldn't be throwing stones of all people. My God. So, Devil-Eyed Elvis points out to Zombie Unicorn the flaw in some of her logic. That the energy drink company, Bang, the marketing director was awesome, and it's also a woman who is the marketing director. So, not only are these booth babes taking the job because it's work, people need to make money. Not everybody can go on Twitch and get paid for painting their tits, honey. Some people got to go and hustle, girl. Zombie Unicorn, in her typical fashion, not only blocked Devil-Eyed Elvis when he tagged the marketing director for Bang in this tweet to let her know that Zombie Unicorn is throwing shade, a girl who paints her boobs is telling you that, oh, the girls on stage fully clothed dancing, this is sexist. Maybe Zombie Unicorn would have liked it better if the girls are up there with their tops off painting their boobs. Would that have been less sexist? Anyway, Zombie Unicorn goes up there, blocks him, and then cries to Twitter for harassment and has his tweets removed. So the tweets that would notify the marketing director of Bang, Meg, have been deleted. Not only did Zombie Unicorn silence him with the power of her little check mark, she also erased any shot of her getting some flack from the company itself. And once Zombie Unicorn made this move, of course, she started immediately playing the victim. Immediately. The second people started pointing out the flaw in her logic, she started doing what she does best, pretending that everyone is a sexist, everyone's a misogynist, and they're all out to get her. They all hate her because she's body positive. What the fuck does you being positive about your body have to do with your thought process, girl? I'm confused there. It's kind of like, oh, man, you got some bad tires, bro. You can't drive that car. But my fucking cam engine's perfect. Like, what? Get out of here, Tony. So the beauty of it is, in many of these tweets, because there's so many fucking stupid things here, dude, it's a day of retardation. 23 hours of it. Zombie Unicorn starts running to her allies. Sort of one of the perfect ones is Gene Kelly, who also starts screaming about boof babes and how they're banned at PAX. Gene Kelly is also another Twitch partner that, honest to God, her content is her. Her content is basically her doing cosplay. Yeah, that's it. It's you in skimpy outfits and sexualizing characters. So why would you have a problem with boof babes? And I'm pretty sure the only reason anyone watches her Twitch is because they find her attractive. You're already using your body. You're using your looks. You're marketing them to make you money. Your whole business model is how you look. If you got into a car crash, honey, your career would be over. It would be over. If something happened to you where you lost your looks, no one will give a shit. The only reason people follow her is because she's a hot chick. Now, I've also seen Kelly Jean and another one of her little friends complain about some other convention where I guess they were cosplaying, and there was a group of guys walking around with a t-shirt that said Thought Patrol. That was it. A t-shirt that said Thought Patrol. This offended Kelly Jean and her buddy so much that they were angry to the point of almost violence. One of them was advocating that she wanted to go over there and bash the dude's face into his plate of food because they were wearing shirts that said Thought Patrol. This is the mindset of the people you're dealing with. In the sense of they're so coddled, they're so in their own little bubble that if anything threatens or if anything does not coincide with their belief system, it's a threat that has to be completely and utterly snuffed out. And the weird thing is with this mindset, they also want to play the victim at the same time. You want to completely obliterate all opposition while also screaming, they're hurting us. They're rude, they're sexist, they're incels, they're evil. Evil men. I mean, if you objectify yourself, why would you have any issue with something like, honestly, the boof babes are better than what these girls are doing. I have more respect for the boof babes than I do Zombie Unicorn. At least the boof babes have their clothes on. These are girls that actually went to dance school and whatnot. These are girls that are working towards something, and you sit at a computer screen and occasionally paint your breasts and do a lot of gaming that isn't really high-level gaming. You're not funny, you're not interesting, and you seem to be the type of person that is very against any opinion other than your own.
Welcome to Twitch.
I don't have a lot of time to respond, but I wanted to say the problem is not with the models accepting the gig. That's their choice. The problem is the company hiring women to purely be sexual objects and representing women as sexual objects in the gaming space. That's not okay.
You're on a gaming website where you represent yourself as a sexual object quite often. And any way you slice paint your body, it's art. You have not become a better painter since you started. I've looked at your progression of paint. It's child level, honey. You're not an artist. What you're doing isn't art. We're not going to look back 100 years from now at screen caps of your streams and sit there and go, oh, it's like practically the Mona Lisa. She practically painted the 16th chapel on her breast. No. And if you don't have a problem with the girls taking a gig dancing, but you have a problem with the company, you know that if you get rid of the booth babes, that gets rid of the jobs for these girls. So what the fuck is the point? It's like the most asinine thought process. It's their choice to take the job, but this is wrong and shouldn't be here. Oh, okay. But you paint your tits on Twitch. That's fine. Zombie Unicorn then retweets everyone that supports her argument. She basically made a day out of this stupid shit, which shows that there must not be much going on in her life. You know, for real. For such a hip, cool influencer, it seemed like she dedicated her whole day to this. It's the most traffic her Twitter page has probably gotten in a long time. Katie Apocalypse, I'm leaning towards agreement. Zero shame to the women who do this for work and took the job. Super hot and skilled. Get it, ladies. Yeah. Hell yeah. The issue is that women were hired based on the company's toxic presumption that most gamers are neckbeards. You do realize that it was a marketing director that was a woman that made this happen. So where's her support? They probably don't even know it's a woman. That's why they're doing this. Fucking A. They don't give a shit to even look into it. If you literally someone told them the marketing director's a woman, delete his tweet. Fuck him. So Zombie Unicorn then retweets a couple of shitty-ass articles that are saying this is sexist. Of course, The Verge is in the mix and Kotaku. Wow, what a surprise. Kotaku has a hot take on this. E3 makes me really appreciate the ban on booth babes. If your day consists of giving a shit about booth babes, something's up. I mean, the booth babes are dressed. I would say there's more of a problem on Twitch right now than booth babes. The booth babes don't interact with you. They don't extort money out of you. You don't see the booth babes sitting in a hot tub telling you if you don't subscribe today, there won't be any more hot tub streams.
Stream, and if there's not more than 20 subscribes today, I will not be doing this stream ever again. So I'm just saying, subscribe, follow, and you'll be seeing a lot more of my pool streams. I might even like bring Tabitha one day. Why is she doing this? Why wouldn't I suntan?
I fucking hate this generation. It is so full of double standards. It is so full of stupidity. You literally look at pages on Twitter of women who sexually objectify themselves. Literally, I'm looking at a girl right now on Twitter holding what looks to be 2 pills that are the shape of penises, very phallic, close to her face. What the fuck am I supposed to get from this? Oh, there's a Patreon. I can pay her for this fucking content. Please forgive me. I'm an idiot. This is empowerment. It's empowerment long as the money goes directly to the girls they approve of. These are my friends. This is art. Yeah, putting on a bikini and a fucking wig. That's cosplay today. It used to be cosplay was you had to create and build an accurate costume to the character you're representing. Now cosplay has deteriorated into a bunch of women that literally get damn near ass naked, take a bunch of photos, look at my photo set for today, and set up a Patreon, and these dudes pay them. The funny thing is they're totally fine with objectifying themselves sexually and making as much money as possible. But the second a company does it, it's misogynist, it's outdated, it's evil. It's asinine, it's illogical. It's Feminism 101. I remember a feminist saying this before, and I was amazed at her logic. A woman using her sexuality to make money, that's good business. When a company does it, it's misogyny. And I'm like, God damn it. The fact that anyone listens to you is a damn shame. Makes me wonder why most of these girls hate, like, Trump. I mean, he says one thing and does another. You'd think chicks would totally support it, the ones that we're looking at here. Someone literally ran up to me to find me in a party just to hug me, thank me, and gave me props for speaking out no matter what dumb idiot shit people say to me on Twitter. I thank them so fucking hard. LOL, great reminder that the negative, idiotic voices are the loudest online. No, we don't give a shit to say to you in public. If I saw Zombie Unicorn in public, I wouldn't think twice about her. I go, oh, there goes that idiot. I got better shit to do. I got bills to pay. Only people who are weak would run up to someone like you and hug you. Oh my God, you're doing such great work. Oh my God. You know, when you did your breast painting stream, it was empowerment. But when this company had fully dressed girls dancing, it was sexist and misogynist. Horrible. Zombie Unicorn's a hero. So some guy pulls a 2-year-old clip of Zombie Unicorn adjusting her boobs on stream, right? Zombie Unicorn, this says, because a 2-year-old clip some creep took of me pulling my shirt up means I'm sexual, means I'm a sexual object selling sex and not just adjusting my shirt like people do all the time. Feels good to be so right that all these morons have to say more dumb sexist shit, proving my point, forgive me. Let's see. So the guy's a creep, right? For taking this clip, but you did put it on the internet. You know, wouldn't have existed if, you know, you do in OBS, you can turn off your camera, girl, but you didn't bother. You didn't give a shit. You knew. You're like, let me adjust my shirt and look down my breast, look up at the camera to make sure that you are in the fucking camera shot, girl. I saw that clip. Quit playing. And 2, what do you think people show up to your streams for? They're showing up to your streams because you're always wearing something low cut. Your most popular streams are all your boob painting streams. I've seen your metrics, girl. Be real. Even I know the crap of me talking about Twitch is the most popular crap on my channel. I'm not going to sit there and pretend people want other shit. Literally not one fucking person I saw at E3 or at the parties after made this point yesterday and agreed. Industry folks, influencers, virtual sex workers, they all agreed the booth babes were out of place and sexist portrayal of women and sexually objectifying is not okay. 1, influencers don't have any backbone. They'll agree with you for damn near anything, long as it's politically correct. Influencers will do everything in their power to stay politically correct because the more neutered you are in this industry, take it from me, I know, the more money you can make. The less offensive you are, the more money you make. So if you run around and you're hyper woke or you're pro whatever bullshit going on, these booth babes are sexist. You know, those influencers probably looked at you and thought to themselves, but you painted your tits on Twitch for a while there, girl. But what they did say was, you're right, it is out of place. Because saying the wrong thing could get you to lose sponsorships and in turn lose money. Even going back to this Kelly Jean chick, she's partnered and also sponsored by Asus ROG UK. Like, for real? A computer company sponsoring her. I don't think they're sponsoring her because she's like Linus Tech Tips or Jay's 2 Cents. I highly doubt this girl is super hyper tech savvy. They're sponsoring her because she's cute and they know people will watch her for it. She's a brand that they can attach to and put their shit on for marketing. Shit, most of the girls on Twitch that are attracted that have sponsorships with computer companies do because the companies know it's good marketing, not because these girls know shit about tech. The second their computer acts up, Origin PC sends them a brand new one. I can't get Shadow Play to work. Don't worry, we'll send you another $5,000 computer. Hold on, honey. We'll make sure you get that stream rush delivery. It'll be there tomorrow morning before your next stream. If you're going to comment online here before, ask yourself, am I saying dumb sexist shit? Does she have any other words besides sexist and misogynist and body positivity and incel? I'm just jumping on to hate OP because she's confident in her body positivity.
What the hell is even that?
Right there. I don't know what the hell does that have to do with your thought process. Am I even making sense? This whole thing doesn't make sense, but the bitch is running with it. Look how these sexists are reaching. You know what? I'm getting tired of this. At one point, Pimp Master Broda comes in, makes a funny video. The shit gets 2,000 likes. It's hilarious.
Truly ironic this is. Painting your body while fully nude for tips on Twitch from 12-year-olds, yet shaming female performers at a convention you are. Jealousy and envy. The path to the dark side. It is.
Zombie Unicorn fires back after she blocks him, by the way, so he can't reply. Holy yikes. Uh-oh, yikes. The new buzzword, kids.
How do you do, fellow kids?
What?
Think you're more cringe than bang. Laughing my ass off. Cringe. Pretty big buzzword. She's hip. Body painting is art. My streams are 18 plus and I'm never sexual and I ban sexual comments. Ha 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 ha. Listen, you're still painting your tits. I mean, any way you want to slice it, any way you want to pretend that breasts aren't sexual, cut the shit. Penises aren't sexual either. Neither are vaginas or assholes. It all depends on the person. And I don't know why she's calling her body painting art. She's horrible at it. Like, as I can call myself an artist, people pay for my paint work. I'm going to tell you this right now. You need to hang up this body painting girl, or at least take some classes. Invest in an airbrush. You know, you have not evolved at all as a painter. At all. I've seen no growth. Like, for real, girl. I'm never sexual. Yeah, okay, fine. I banned sexual comments. Ha, 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 ha. Sad you have to be an unoriginal incel edgelord to get likes from sexist morons. Feel better. It seems like he's got more likes than you do. Because it's actually funny. Something you haven't been ever from what I've seen. And let's see, more buzzwords. Incel, edgelord. So, yeah. Cool beans. She really roasted Pimp Master Broda. God, I love being so right. It pissed off the entire sexist incel idiot army. Once again, sexist incel idiot army. Okay. Same words over and over again. I'm not even pissed. I just find it incredibly stupid. I'm also kind of mad at myself for even bothering with this. It's a waste of my time, in all honesty. Keep going, incels. You haven't hit the ratio yet, and I need you to keep proving my point even further. Look at how much she's going for attention. She could have, like, posted this in one post, her little stupid-ass video, sharing her 2 cents, and fucked off. It would have been done by now. Instead, once again, this proves female nature. I hate to use a buzzword myself, that she is actually getting off on this attention. Because she only really bans anything that proves to be more popular than her. Anything that takes too much attention away from her, or if it proves her wrong and actually involves other women. Oh yeah, by the way, there are women that called Zombie Unicorn out on her bullshit. Zombie Unicorn blocked them too. She didn't retweet the women that didn't agree with her. Any woman that did not agree with Zombie Unicorn was immediately gotten rid of. It's fucking hilarious. So basically, all the retweets you see were curated by Zombie Unicorn because her ego is so fragile. The thought of another woman telling her that she's actually wrong is unacceptable. I've seen Zombie Unicorn run around and call women who call her out. She calls them, what is it, internalized misogynist or some shit? In her mind, the only person that's right is her in all situations. She then retweets one of her friends and more, and her friend writes, women are allowed to have breasts. Okay. There is nothing inherently sexual about a woman's body. That is stupid. A woman's body is designed to be sexually appealing to a male. Otherwise, nobody'd be here. Otherwise, we'd all be asexual bands. There'd be nothing here. It's in nature, dude. Even in nature where you see those birds of paradise or the male birds. If the male bird isn't pretty enough, the female birds won't fuck him. He doesn't get to reproduce. That's the end of that. You know, the female bird has to find him attractive enough to have his young. The same is with humans. The only time there's nothing inherently sexual about a woman's body is if she's dead, because that'd be weird. Or if you're gay. It is the only time you will find a man and he'll look at a woman's body and go, nothing here is, vomit. The same is with men. Look at the facts. Look at Tinder. If you look at the metrics.
The real problem with men, according to the women who actually use Tinder, is that they're not attractive enough. On Tinder, men swipe right almost half the time, women only 15% of the time. And remember, this app almost exclusively focuses on how people look. It's not about douchiness. This study showed that the bottom 80% of men were competing for the bottom 22% of women, whilst the top 20% of men were competing for the top 78% of women. Or put another way, a man of average attractiveness would be liked by less than 1% or 1 in 115 women on Tinder. Now, that study had a small sample size of just 27 women, but similar results were found on OkCupid, where 80% of men were rated below average looking. But it appears the women of Tinder are completely fine with this asymmetry of attraction, since their focus is on the men-provement of douchebag guys.
So it's a two-way street, in all honesty. This is such a stupid tweet. Women do not objectify themselves, misogynists do. All right. I guess the next time I jerk off to like some chick in porn, I'm going to have to punch myself in the balls at the same time and call myself a misogynist. You know, there's a lot of women that direct porn and own porn companies now, by the way. This is why I like fucking women in porn. Or like for real. The women in the real sex industry. Not like the women who take like naked photos of themselves and show their toes and have a Patreon. And they're like, I'm a sex worker. No, bitch, you're just selling naked photos. You're not a sex worker. Indigo White's a sex worker. You are just some bitch selling some photos. Cut the shit out, sex worker. A sex worker is a prostitute, and God bless him. A sex worker is a woman in porn. A sex worker is an escort. A sex worker is not some broad taking photos of herself in her bedroom, collecting gobs of money. Women do not objectify themselves, misogynists do. Okay.
Who have been raised in a highly sexualized environment with highly sexualized clothing, a product of my own generation, the sexual revolution, do not understand that the way you dress and how much flesh you expose is a form of communication. It's a form of conveying sexual interest or readiness. Now you talk like this, and people will apparently lynch you, right now. Okay, I mean, I'm part of the pro-sex movement in feminism that was suppressed. Okay, during the 1970s, 1980s. We burst forth in the 1990s, thanks to Madonna, in her videos of the 1980s and early 90s and so on. All right, but the point is, I also understand, okay, that even while I support and defend and admire pornography and prostitution, I feel that today there's this idea that women can dress however they want. Okay, it's utterly meaningless, and I'm like exposing 90% of my flesh right now. But how dare you be aroused? How dare you look away? How dare you? Do not make a remark, okay? As I go with my Louboutin, like it's stiletto heels down the road like this, okay? What? Okay, you're looking at my bum. How dare you? Okay, and so on. Right? Absolute. There's a hypocrisy, okay, and in a kind of self-delusion, okay, that's operating among many young women, including feminists, okay? Right? So I'm not saying don't dress like that. I'm saying yes, dress like that, but be prepared to defend yourself, okay? Because the street, I call my philosophy street smart Amazon feminism, okay? All right? The street belongs to you. Yes, you have every right, like as a drag queen would, okay, to dress as you want and to bring public attention to yourself. But stop lying to yourself that you're advertising, okay? You're advertising. And I've written before, if you advertise, be ready to sell.
You know that will get you the accusation of victim blaming.
Yeah.
This is why I like Camilla Paglia, because that chick just lets it hang out. She completely shuts down these new wave feminists because they are so fucking zonked out of their minds. It's crazy. I mean, really. It's like the equivalent of dressing up as a cop. And if someone comes up to you and goes, "Officer, I need help," and you turn around and say to them, "Just because I'm dressed like this doesn't mean I'm an officer of the law." Do you see the retardation in that? Because it's the same thing. A woman's sexuality is hers to own, not yours. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Yeah, a woman's sexuality is her own. So what? What does this mean? What am I supposed to get from this? I don't even understand that statement because it doesn't make sense. Your arousal is not her fault. Yeah. If a chick dressed like a nun and walked down the street, I would feel nothing. If a girl is just naked on the beach randomly and you see her masturbating, and she's attractive in this scenario, and you catch a boner in your shrimp trunks and you got to run into the water because it's cold. Not that this has happened to me. Don't judge me. And you're like trying to use the cold water while walking away. And you'll never forget that hot chick just being wild and thinking, that was hot. Curse my penis for exposing me. It's your fault, not hers. Even though technically she should be arrested for indecent exposure. If it was a guy doing that, he'd have gone to jail. Point being, it wasn't her fault. That was mine. I should have been gay that day. It would have made life easier. Good work, Zombie Unicorn. You are one of the biggest hypocrites I've ever come across. And now that I'm pretty much over this because I've wasted enough of my life, I lost somewhere around 12 hours editing this, and frankly, I'm done. I'm over all of this. But to end it on a funny note, to prove just how far a Zombie Unicorn fucked up, even Angry Joe, who normally doesn't get involved in this sort of dumb shit on Twitter, came out It said to Zombie Unicorn, I hope you could take a friendly bit of criticism. This was a bad take. Those girls are clearly dancers performing, not booth babes. If you have issues with revealing shorts on dancers, that's fine. But it's hard to take serious when this is the next pic on your own Twitter feed, where it shows her sticking out her butt and smiling and everything. So, yeah, that then deteriorated into Zombie Unicorn once again, doubling down and using links to the 2012 Kotaku article about booth babes or something like that. Like some really old BS no one cares about. And she is just firing off at Angry Joe. He finally replies back, you gave me 12 seconds to reply. Geez, clearly you're heated. Just relax, so on and so forth. Basically, if there was any more proof needed that Zombie Unicorn has really just, once again, stuck her foot in her mouth, here it is. My God, I really, like, the move she should have done, she should have just made her little video talking about how she didn't agree with the booth babes, and the blowback would have been so much smaller if she left it alone at that and moved on. But honestly, I think she got off on the attention, because who's talked about her since her last fiasco last year? Nobody. And this will be forgotten in the next week. We'll all forget again until she does something else wacky. I mean, really, as I've shown earlier, the clip of the booth babes dancing, like, it looks like nothing. Booth babes, dances, whatever. These girls, it looks like nothing compared to what I've seen on Twitch. So if Zombie Unicorn has no problem with what people are broadcasting on Twitch, why do you care about E3? Is it not the same? Twitch is technically supposed to be a gaming site, but now it's deteriorated to just chatting mostly, with women sitting there using their looks to get views and make money. If you don't have a problem with that, you shouldn't have a problem with the booth babes. It's bullshit. You know? It's stupid. It's like, oh, I'm fine with a little cocaine, but I can't stand crack. Like, whatever. I'm out of here. I'm done with this dude. I'm so done.